Thank you for tuning in to leaddeveloper.com, where we simplify complex property development feasibilities, investment analysis, and everything real estate. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, our Google Sheets-based feasibility suite streamlines the toughest aspects of real estate. Lead Developer Feasibility Suite is trusted by thousands in over 17 countries. Our tools cover everything from quick assessments to detailed cash flow projections and more. Sign up today at leaddeveloper.com for unlimited free access to our expanding library of real estate tools. No credit card needed. Plus, get full support through Edge with step-by-step guidance, exclusive courses, and resources designed for your success. Turn numbers into narratives that win over investors and lenders. Join Lead Developer now.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into property development courses today. You know, the ones that promise to make you a real estate mogul? We've got a ton of sources, articles, forum discussions, even some course descriptions.
Oh yeah, it's a jungle out there.
It is, isn't it? So we're going to sift through all of it, and hopefully by the end, you'll know what to look for in a course.
Exactly.
Okay, so one source calls property development the Ferrari of real estate investing.
Wow.
That got my attention.
The Ferrari.
The Ferrari of real estate. Glamorous. But is it all it's cracked up to be?
Well, I think the analogy is interesting because it shows how people see property development.
Yeah.
You know, it's high stakes, high reward, like racing a Ferrari.
Yeah.
But just like with a Ferrari, you need some serious skill and a big investment to handle it, right?
So maybe not everyone is cut out to be a property development race car driver.
Maybe not.
That's a good point. And you know, what's interesting is that they also say your goals for property development really determine what kind of course you need. You know, they talk about the difference between taking courses for a job versus for personal wealth building.
Yeah. That's a really key distinction.
It is.
Like, if you're going for a corporate career in real estate development, you often need a formal construction degree.
Right. Big projects, big teams.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're dreaming of building your own little property empire, a construction degree might not be necessary.
Right. It might not be independent developers. They might focus more on smaller projects.
Yeah.
You know, maybe prioritize practical experience and financial smarts over those formal qualifications.
So it's really knowing what you want to get out of it.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh.
They say it's really important to find a property development coach who thrived after 2008.
Ah, yes. The post-GFC world.
Exactly. Why is that so important?
Well, 2008, it changed everything. Lending practices, especially before the crisis. Getting a loan for development, it was apparently super easy.
Like, how easy?
Well, the source actually says all you needed was a pulse.
Wait, really? Was it really that simple?
It seems like lending standards were a lot looser back then.
Oh, wow.
But after the crisis, banks got super cautious. It was much harder to get financing. So learning from someone who made it through that is invaluable.
So experience over hype in this case, for sure. And speaking of hype, we've all seen those tiered courses that promise you the world, but really, they're just trying to get your money. How can we spot those traps?
Oh, so many traps. Well, one red flag is the lack of support after the course. You know, some courses promise mentorship, but then they leave you hanging once you've paid.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, and watch out for hidden software fees or overly simplistic spreadsheets that are presented as some kind of magical tool.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those too. Like they're trying to trick you. And get this, they actually talk about the lies that hold people back from financial freedom through property development.
Oh, the lies.
Yeah. Is this just marketing drama? Or is there some truth to it?
I think there's some truth hidden under the hype, you know? The idea of a magic formula for property development, it's dangerous.
Right. It makes it sound so easy.
It does. But successful property development, it's built on a step-by-step process. Thorough due diligence, really understanding the market. It's not about shortcuts or secret strategies.
So no magic formulas.
Got it.
Got it. But how do we avoid those big mistakes they keep warning about?
Well, that's where feasibility comes in.
Yeah. They really emphasize feasibility studies in this source.
Yeah, for good reason.
Like they can't stress it enough. Why are they so vital?
A feasibility study, it's the backbone of any successful project. It's like a total analysis, you know? You assess the viability from every angle. Market demand, financial projections, regulatory hurdle, everything.
Right.
Without a good feasibility study, you're basically building on shaky ground.
And according to them, a good feasibility study needs to cover a lot.
Oh yeah, it does. Market research, due diligence financing options, site analysis, project timing, tax implications, you name it.
The list goes on and on.
It does, and that's why choosing the right property development course is so important. It should teach you how to do a real feasibility study, not just give you some generic template.
And speaking of templates, they're not fans of those basic property development spreadsheets.
Oh, yeah.
Are they really that bad?
I mean, they can be helpful for simple calculations,
Right.
but they don't have the flexibility and power of real development software.
So what should we be looking for in good software?
Well, they mention quick feasibility analysis, iterative calculations, funding tables, cash flow projections. Those are all important.
That makes sense.
You need that for complex modeling scenario analysis and really understanding the financials of a project.
So dynamic software over a static spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, they throw this crazy financing example at you. It involves a joint venture, land contributions, a mezzanine loan. It's a lot to take in.
Oh, yeah. They really throw you in the deep end.
They do, but it shows just how complex this stuff can get.
It really does. Real estate financing. It can be a maze.
So a course that really dives into financing is essential.
Oh, yeah. You need to understand the different options, how to structure deals, manage risk.
It's not just about picking a property and building something.
No, it's
No.
not. There's a lot of financial maneuvering involved.
And they say you need more than just theory to succeed.
Right.
They compare it to learning to drive a car.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just rely on the manual.
Exactly.
You need to get behind the wheel.
And they actually challenge you to ask successful developers to show you how they do it.
Wow.
That's bold.
It is. But it shows how important it is to find people who are willing to share their expertise and give you real-world examples, not just vague theories.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
and this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah. There's so much more to explore. And remember, this is just one perspective. As we look at our other sources, we might find some different viewpoints.
That's what makes it interesting.
It does.
Okay, so we're back. And as we're going through all this material on property development courses, one thing that really sticks out to me is how much they focus on the money side of things.
Yeah, the financials.
It's not just about bricks and mortar, is it?
No, not at all. Property development, it's a business.
Yeah.
And understanding the numbers, that's crucial.
Okay, so let's talk numbers.
Yeah.
This source, it dives deep into feasibility studies.
Oh, yeah.
They even list out all the essential elements that should be included. And they mentioned something called a 1-minute FISA. What's that all about?
It's a quick assessment, before you spend a ton of time and energy.
So like a first pass to see if it's even worth looking into further.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. They also talk about all these different financial models used in property development.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot.
Like SFC, develop and sell, real estate proforma, and build to rent.
The many acronyms.
So many acronyms.
Right.
Each one is a different approach with its own financial considerations.
Right, like SFC, that stands for Simple Finance Calculator.
Oh, look,
Have you ever used one?
I've seen them around.
It's basically a quick calculator for figuring out your potential profit. Every developer needs a good SFC.
Okay, that one sounds pretty straightforward. What about develop and sell?
That's basically like flipping a house, but
Yeah.
on a bigger scale, you buy a property,
Yeah,
develop it, and then sell it for a profit.
got it. Timing the market, right?
Exactly.
What about this real estate pro forma thing?
A proforma is a much more detailed financial projection. It forecasts the income and expenses for a property over a specific period.
So like 5 or 10 years.
Exactly. It's really helpful for evaluating the long-term profitability, especially for properties that generate income, like rentals.
Okay, that makes sense for things like apartments or commercial spaces.
Right, where rental income is key.
And then there's build to rent, which seems to be getting pretty popular.
Oh yeah, build to rent. It's all about developing properties specifically for rentals. You hold on to them for the long term.
Yeah.
And make money from the rent.
So it's more about building a portfolio of income-producing assets. Okay, back to that real-life development finance scenario they outlined. That was pretty complicated.
It was. It was a head spinner. They had a joint venture between two property owners, land contributions, a construction loan, a mezzanine loan, and then they sold some units while keeping others for rentals. It shows just how complex this can get.
Okay, so maybe we won't unpack all the details right now, but the point is financing can get really complicated. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to choose a course that really covers development finance thoroughly. Different loan types, structuring deals, mitigating risk.
It's a lot to learn.
It is.
So if a course just glosses over the financing part, that's a big red flag.
A huge red flag, development finance. It's the lifeblood of any project.
So important.
A superficial understanding can really come back to bite you.
They mention edge a few times, but it's not clear what they mean by that. What do you think edge is in this context?
Edge. It's a bit vague without more context. Maybe it's about having a competitive advantage or spotting unique opportunities. Or maybe it's about using innovative strategies to get better returns. Who knows?
The secret sauce?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll have to see if they explain it later.
Okay, so they've also got this section with frequently asked questions from aspiring developers. Let's see what people are asking.
Sounds good, FAQs. They can be really insightful.
The first one is, how do you hire the right construction contractor? That's a big one.
It is. Choosing the wrong contractor can be a disaster.
For sure. You have to consider experience, reputation, financial stability.
Right, and make sure they align with your vision for the project.
They also ask about measuring risks in real estate, which seems pretty broad.
Yeah, risk is inherent in real estate development. I mean, you've got market fluctuations, construction delays, financing challenges, even regulatory hurdles.
So many things that could go wrong.
Right. A good risk assessment involves identifying those risks, analyzing how likely they are to occur, how big of an impact they could have, and then coming up with strategies to mitigate them.
So it's not just about hoping for the best.
No, it's not. You need a plan. Okay. The next FAQ is about real estate contracts of sale.
The legal stuff.
They even mention having an ultimate checklist.
Contracts are the foundation of any real estate transaction. You need to understand the terms, the conditions, the potential pitfalls.
So no skimming over the fine print.
Definitely not. Every clause has legal implications.
Then there's a question about boosting real estate cash flow. That's something we all want to know.
Absolutely. Maximizing cash flow. It's a key goal for most investors. There are a lot of strategies. Optimizing rental income, minimizing expenses, refinancing.
Okay, lots of possibilities.
Even things like value-add improvements.
Okay, this next question seems a little out of place. It's about the median house price. Why would that be relevant to property developers?
You're right. It does seem a bit odd. The median house price, it's a general market indicator, but it might not be directly relevant to developers who are focusing on specific niches or projects that don't involve single-family homes.
So focus on the data that's actually relevant to your goals. Okay. The last question is a bit of a doozy. It's about joint ventures in property development and why most of them fail.
Oh, joint ventures, they can be great when done right, but they can also be a recipe for disaster.
So what are some of the reasons why they go wrong?
Well, misaligned goals, lack of communication, uneven contributions from the partners, disputes over how profits are shared.
Sounds messy.
It can be.
So you need a solid agreement in place that outlines everyone's roles and responsibilities.
Absolutely. A joint venture agreement. It's like a prenup for your business partnership.
I like that analogy. So we've covered a lot here, from financial models and risk assessment to contract negotiations and the challenges of joint ventures, property development. It's complex.
It is. It's multifaceted.
And this deep dive has really shown how important it is to choose a course that covers all these aspects.
Definitely in-depth.
We've still got more sources to look at. So stay tuned for part 3. We'll keep uncovering valuable insights and hopefully equip you with the knowledge you need to navigate this world.
Yeah.
With all this talk about feasibility studies and financing, makes me think about something the source mentioned. Property values. They generally go up over time, right?
Yeah, historically, that's been the trend.
So does that mean all this? The courses? Are they even necessary?
That's a good question. It's true that property values tend to increase over time, but that doesn't mean you can just buy any property and wait for the money to roll in.
So just riding that wave of appreciation isn't enough.
Nope. Property development, it's about actively adding value. Not just waiting around. It's about taking a piece of land or a building and transforming it into something better, more desirable, more profitable.
Okay. So it's about taking action, not just hoping for the best. I guess that's where the courses come in. They give you the tools to make those hard decisions.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Even the best athletes in the world, they have coaches, right?
Yeah.
Property development courses. They're like having a coach for your real estate ventures.
I like that.
They teach you the ropes, how to find good opportunities, analyze the market, secure financing, manage construction, and ultimately, create profitable developments.
And just as importantly, they can help you avoid those costly mistakes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We've seen how complex this stuff can get. You can misjudge the market, blow your budget on construction. There are so many ways things can go wrong.
So a good course is like an insurance policy against those pitfalls.
I like that analogy.
It's about empowering yourself with knowledge, not just relying on luck.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, especially in property development.
While I think we can agree property development courses,
Mm.
when chosen carefully, they can be a really smart investment. They give you the expertise and guidance you need to turn your dreams into reality.
Couldn't agree more. And the learning never really stops. Even experienced developers, they're always learning new things, refining their skills, adapting to the market.
So whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned investor, there's always something new to learn. And the more you learn, the more confident and successful you'll be.
Well said.
So that wraps up our deep dive into property development courses. We've busted some myths, uncovered some key insights, and hopefully given you a better understanding of what to look for in a course.
Remember, approach property development with a clear head, a thirst for knowledge, and a willingness to learn and grow.
Great advice. And if this deep dive has sparked your interest, don't worry. We'll be back with more deep dives into the world of real estate and beyond. Until next time, happy developing.